So it's Sunday the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you for all our Star Wars fans out there. I'm going to put on the 4 mini munch cucumbers. These are the ones for me and Jimmy for our little challenge we've got going on. And I'm going to also put on these 2 loofahs. Now Dean potted on, he sowed some loofahs a few weeks ago. And I was like, is it not too late? And he went, no, it'd be fine. So he's further north than me as well. So if he can do it, we can do it. So I'm going to put these 2 on in, I'm going to do them all in these size pots. I have got some more compost because, as you may see, there's nothing in there. And I'm going to take them back inside and leave them on the shelves in the dining room. So we'll get on with that. I've got some perlite to go in, and I'm going to put some vermiculite on the top as well. I've got a little helper as well, Smoky. Don't eat anything, okay? And no digging. I'm talking to you. No digging, all right? There we go. So 4 tomatoes, no, 4 cucumbers and the 2 loofahs as well. So I'm feeding them from the bottom, and I've actually put some of this in. Some seaweed liquid feed. That's just gone in the watering can. I've put a pepper and a tomato in there as well, just to help, obviously, because there's quite a lot of water in there. I haven't fed them from the top. Like I say, I have watered them from the bottom. I'm going to leave them in here all day because it's quite warm at the minute. It's currently about 25 degrees in here. We are going out, but I'll see what they're like when we come back. So this area down here, the large cabbage, giant cabbage, that we putted up in one of the beds over the road, that's coming out because it's too big. I got a couple of messages off Dean and off Jimmy saying put it in the middle of the bed. A couple of people also commented saying that it needs more space. We obviously didn't realise that. Yes, the hint is in the title, giant, but as Jimmy called it, it's going to be a giant dwarf variety, okay? Because it's going to go in this big green pot. Eric's going to top it up with our newly made compost. I've just seen rain. Really? We came down yesterday and it rained. We stood in the greenhouse for 10 minutes and contemplated on what to do and then just went home. So we didn't do anything yesterday. So yeah, the giant dwarf cabbage is going to go in here. We're going to net this area, and then we'll be able to keep it away from cabbage butterflies and all that and whatever. So we need to clean this area. These blue pipes as well, because we've got onions in this bed, they need netting. I've got a row of Paris market carrots that are coming through. There's quite a few. I have thinned them out a little bit, but I'm going to leave them a little bit longer, see how they do in here. But I can already see some insect damage on these onions. So you can see like little marks on the top. Just get that garlic out of my face. So I don't know whether they've already been compromised. The walking onions as well, and the snowball onions that I potted up from last year in that bed down there, they'll need netting as well. But we need to come up with a different plan for that bed because I want beetroot in one side and I've got a row of flowers at the back. So it's all go at the minute on protecting stuff and figuring out a plan to best fit that. The onions and the garlic in here, the onions are the ones that we sowed this year, but this garlic, this is the garlic gartua, I can never say it. They were done the 13th of October. So there's some onions in place of where the garlic didn't come through. But I'm going to have a look and see when these will be due. I know they normally say like wait until the tops go brown or they fall over or something, but I don't know about this particular variety. So we'll have a research. But yeah, definitely need to net this up here. Oh my God, look at the freaking size of that. That's the size of my hand. Oh, mate, you're going to have to move. Look at that, Jimmy. That's definitely the size of my hand, like. That's huge, that. I can see its fangs and its eyes and everything. Ooh. Right, change of plan. I can't remember why we've changed the plan. Why did we change the plan, Eric? Because I changed my mind. Okay, right. So this is the compost that Eric's been sieving out of our compost bin. Got loads of little red worms in. It's lush. And we were going to put the giant dwarf cabbage in here. Now we're not. We're actually going to put it in a raised bed on the other plot. The reason being is because there's nowhere in this ground where this pot is to spike anything in to pull the netting over. It would have to go on this side of the little wall. And I didn't like that idea. So I think that's why I changed my mind. I really can't remember now. So what I'm going to actually go and put in here is I'm going to direct sow 2 swede. And then I'll just prick out the best one. It might even be big enough for 2 swede. I don't know. I'll have to have a look on the package. That's again something that I've never grown, something that I don't know how much space it's going to have, but I think it'll be okay in here. So I've got some chicken manure pellets. I'm just going to put a little bit in, and then it's quite like moist, so it doesn't really need any watering. And then I'm going to go and grab the seeds and put some in here. So this is the bed where the giant dwarf cabbage is. I want to get wrong for saying that, aren't I? But that's how I know what it is. And just move, I'll keep that in there so I can stand in and get it out. I know I'm sorry for disturbing you, right? But needs must. Or do I just leave that round there, get the spade and try and get round it, and then the whole thing can come up? Yeah, right. I'll go and get a spade. So I've got my spade. I'm going to see if I can just pull, oh, see there, look. Eric, can I have your assistance, please? Right, can you grab that from around the bottom of the roots to take up as much as possible? You got it? Champion, right. So I've already dug the hole that it's going to go in. Right, let's have a look.
You got it?
Yeah. To be fair, we'll put some soil in the hole because there's no from the other side. Because there's probably a bit too much on there. I'll get them roots out. Yeah. And then just push all the soil around and I'll mound it up. So hopefully this is now the giant dwarf cabbage new home. I'm going to stand on it. So yeah, I'm going to try and get in and stand on it to try and just firm it down a bit. And I've left the plant pot on the top as well. Haven't put it down as deep as what it was in the other bed, like. And then I'll just rake the soil around and make it neat. And then at least we can put a cage, a net around this bed. Right, I've used the same concept as I did for the onion bed the other day. Just put these in because I think we'll get a little bit more height out of it by putting these wood spikes in. So I'm literally just going to, I haven't put 2 in this side though because I can use these. I'm just going to measure it round and then I'll staple it on and then I'll put a piece of bamboo over and then I might just put a piece of net over the top of those as well. Right there, so it's all done, netted and stapled. It's a bit more wonky than the onion one. I cut it a little bit too short, however, for the top piece, so I've had to staple it. But you can see where it gets like those little holes in, and then it like frays. So I don't know, might have to do something for the top again, like. So I've come across a bit of a dilemma in this polytunnel. There's nothing that we can support along the sides for tomatoes to grow up. So I think we're just going to use it for peppers, salad stuff. I can probably put some cucumbers in here. The polytunnel comes in, so we could put some wood against the sides, but then the polytunnel, because we've got it quite tight, it's too tight for wood to go along there, and there's no other way to fasten bamboo up. It's going to hit, to be fair, it'll hit there and it'll just wreck it. So I've got these halos, and I'm just going to put peppers in them. I'm a bit disappointed actually, but Eric said don't be. He said put salads in and peppers and everything. So I think that's the way forward. Right, I've just had a chat with a neighbour. This is something I learned. Swedes are a brassica, so they need netting as well. So I'm not going to put it in here. I'm going to put the swede in the other one of these beds, along with 2 of the broccoli stems that I've got left as well. Those 3 will do well in one of these. I'm going to net this one, and then we'll net that one as well. We're going to find the debris netting and get some hoops put in and get those netted. So yeah, need something else to put in these pots. I'm just going to clear everything out of this bed here. Sorry. And then Eric's going to top it up with some of our homemade compost. I'll just get rid of all this, check for slugs. No slugs in there. I'm going to give it a bit of a weed. And then I'll put those brassicas and a swede in here as well. So Eric's topped up this bed with about 1.5 bags of our homemade compost from the bin. He's been putting it in compost bags so we can store it, and then we can use it around the garden as we need. And then obviously we're going to leave the rest and carry on growing with that. So I've got these 2 broccoli stem I put in the bed the other day, but I've got, like I say, I've got 2 left. I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to put one of these swede seeds in here. I'm going to put 2 or 3 in, and then I'll just thin them out because they are just little seeds. So I haven't got a dibber. I've got a bamboo cane though. So I'm going to put, I really want to try and get it like central, so I'm just going to dig a little hole out. Oh, too many seeds come out there. And I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 gone in there, maybe 5. We'll see. So I'm going to put a little bit bloodfish and bone around there, just a little bit. Just going to sprinkle a little bit round and put some in there as well. Put some up there and just cover that over. So I need a label as well for the swede. And then on this side, just for these plug plants, these haven't been watered. They've been in the greenhouse here for a couple of days. I'm just going to put one here, round it up, and then do this one just in the middle sort of thing. So I'm going to put some more bloodfish and bone around them. It doesn't really need watering in this bed. But then what I'll do is I'm going to put some of that copper, fine mesh copper stuff around them, and then get some hoops and some netting and get these protected as well. So I've put the hoops on. Just before I put the net on, I'm going to put some of this copper stuff around both of them. It is quite flimsy, this. I'll just try and stick that over there, and then just gently pushing it into the soil a bit so it doesn't move anywhere, and hopefully, she says hopefully, yeah, the slugs won't come and eat me stuff. Made like a little moat with it, sort of thing. Get into that, slugs. I've got this from one of the beds over there. I've cut the tie wraps and the, what do you call them again? Stakes. The stake out the other side. I'm starting to think now that I can put this end on this side. And then what I can do is just find the clips without tripping over. Get that out the road. So I've got two of these crocodile clips, and then on this side, oh, it's not even in the middle. I didn't do that straight, did I? There. Then I can pull it round. I might put another tie wrap here, and then I can put that one in the ground. Yeah, so I've got a tie wrap for there. And then what I could do is put clips on the side to stop it from flapping up in the wind, but I don't think it will. But yeah, I'll get some more tie wraps. There we go, and then that one just in the ground a bit. And that's it. I'll tighten up around the back of it a little bit more, and I have got some little clips that'll go along the side. But I think that'll do as well. The next bed I'm going to net is this one. So I'm just putting bamboo canes down, same as I did over there. I'll put blue piping in. And I don't think I've got any debris netting pre-cut. So, what I might have to do is use some of the white netting. And then, to be fair, I can just clip it to the side of the bed. A lot of people wonder where you can get this blue piping from. It's just blue plumbing water pipe. You can get it from hardware stores. I think Screwfix do it. We got this from B&Q. A lot of it was on all of our plots when we've taken over. But it's just very simple to use. It's simple to cut. And it's just, again, it's one of those resources that you can get a hold of for cheap as chips, or if someone's given up a plot and they've got a lot on. Always take blue pipe. It's always a good thing to have. So the white netting that I've got, it's not going to be, it'll go over, but it wouldn't come down the sides and it would be too flimsy. So I've got some debris netting that I said I would probably use. Right, I'm just going to leave that like that because there's a big pot that I can put back in front of there. Could probably just put a pot or something on the back of there as well to keep that side down. So over on this plot, in the 2 planters that I've got, I'm going to sow some more lettuce seeds. So I've got, and some parsley. I've got some lamb's lettuce, some rocket, and some lettuce seed tape. Now, what I might do is put this in the polytunnel, the seed tape, rather than in these beds, in the pots. But I think the lamb's lettuce and the rocket and a little bit of parsley won't go amiss in these. We can pop down all the time, you know, when we're on our way home from work to water them and check. But this lettuce that's in the top is doing absolutely great in there. It's that good, it's that healthy and sturdy. It doesn't look real, it looks plastic, which is brilliant. I've actually kept it alive this long. So I'm going to put some of these in there and see how these get on as well. I've got this little cloche. So I'm going to put some rows of lettuce in here next to cucumber that survived its first night in the wild, and have some lettuce in this area as well next to spring onions. So we're on Saturday 10th of May. First job on the cards is I'm going to put some peppers in these halos. I need to find another 2 because I have brought 5 peppers down, although I might just put 2 next to each other up the top. Now 2 of these are Orange Horizon that I got from Ali and Trisha at the Right Pear plot. So I'm going to put those out. And I've got some Delirio peppers. I think I've got 3 of these ones. And I'm going to put these ones in the halos. Yeah. And then I'll put the 2 Orange Horizon just at the back there. Well, that didn't go to plan. Got all the bloody soil in the halo now. Luckily, it's dry. I should be able to pick it all out. So they've gone in okay. And what I'm going to do is just fill up the halos. Just halfway. Because it is warm in here, and these haven't been watered since yesterday morning. So that's why they came out really easy. Because they were proper dry. And just let that soak through. And they're good to go. For these last 2, I have got some other halos, but I think they're all at home. I need to get these in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them here next to them, and then I'm just going to support them with the bamboo. These are at Orange Horizon, these 2. And just put a piece of this in, and then once it starts getting bigger, I've got, it's not even going to stay in there. Got some plant supports. I'll wait until they're bigger. Might work when the ground's a bit harder like. No, they're not staying in. I think I need some little skinnier ones. They'll do for now. I'll give them a water. And then at the back, I've got 4 tomatoes that I'm going to put at the back. But I'll have to be careful with the bamboos going up for those. So I might have another rethink of what to do. So I was going to put the 4 tomatoes at the back along here, but then that cauliflower is going to get quite big. So I don't want to take any space away from that. So I've put those 2 peppers just there. And then I've put a sun gold one there. I've put a honeycomb, the Dr. Witches, that's off Ali and Trisha as well. And a sun gold here. So yes, they're going to need supporting, but I'll come to that later. They're looking great for now, but because of the height of this as well, we haven't really got much of an option to put any canes along so I can put string down or anything like that. So I might just have to do something similar to what we've done with the peppers but on a bit of a bigger scale. But I'm now going to go along for some wood chip because I need that for something else I'm doing at home. I'm absolutely boiling in here, so I need to get out. It's no different out here, to be fair, like, but never mind. So I got this big plant support from someone on Facebook Marketplace. So I've got 2 trays of sweet peas. I have bought them, I haven't grown them myself. I'm going to water in here first and then plant them in here. And hopefully these will survive. Give them a good watering again. The last job of today is some sweet corn. We're going to put it in this big bed here. So this is early bird sweet corn, so it's big. I did only want mini, but I didn't realise. I saw it on the shelf and the woman who worked there was saying, oh, you get 3 for this and 3 for that. So I was like, oh, go on, then we'll have that. So I don't know how many's in here. 2 per plug tray. But I'm going to put them all in here. I know it might seem like a smaller space, but when I've grown sweet corn before without understanding how it grows, the first year it grew great. So I'm going to drill little holes. I haven't got my big dib, I've just found this little thing, but that'll do for these though. I've got 2 trays of marigolds. I've kept a tray for home. Now these were, I think there's 20 in there, and there were 2 trays for a tenner. So it kind of go wrong because I can't grow them. And these are just marigold French mixed. So I'm going to put these in and around the peppers and the tomatoes and the polytunnel. I'm going to keep some for over there for in the greenhouse as well when we've got our tomatoes out. And I might just dot the rest of them about and what have you and see where they go. But that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and we'll see you next time. Bye.